Hello everyone, my name is Soul Bellator. Thank you for watching my video. And today we're actually going to be playing a different game. We're going to be playing Paradox's Hearts of Iron 4. And we're going to be playing as France. So, the fun thing about this is I spent a little bit of time in this game. I've gotten more familiar with it, definitely, from when I first tried to play it back when it came out. But having said that, I'm not like a super meta player, so this should be interesting. We're going to try and play as non-aligned France. What we're going to do is we're actually going to reinstate, we're going to proclaim the Third Empire with Napoleon the Sixth. And we're going to see if we can't go ahead and take out Russia. We'll be going for the achievement. Where is it? Second time's the charm, I believe is what it's called. Yep, right here. We will make sure we install Napoleon the Sixth on the throne of France. And we will go ahead and try and capture Moscow. So, first order of business, we are going to choose our national focus. Right now, we are going to go with Revive the National Bloc. As for industry, we are going to build in all of our high provinces. We're going to build, I think we're going to build one less civilian factory than is max, and then we'll come back and we'll do some military factories and those. And then after that, we'll just build military factories everywhere else, because as a major nation, you would think we would have more military factories than we do, but we really don't. It's kind of scary. So we're just going to reorganize some of our stuff. We're going to get some AA just because we don't have a great Air Force, and we don't necessarily want to be competing in the skies. So we're going to get some AA to cover our troops. As well as that, we're going to get some trains, obviously, because we need trains for supply. In the naval queue, we're just going to max everything out. Once things finish, we'll go ahead and, they'll just go ahead and assign themselves to more tasks down the line. So that should be fine. We'll take these bid ships and put them down here at the bottom. It says they'll finish in like 45 or whatever, but like I said, this is going to finish here in 6 months. So once that finishes, it'll go here. There'll be 2, and then there'll be 3, and then so on and so forth. So those should finish fairly quickly. We have 1 on support equipment, 1 on trucks. Tanks are fine. We might not need the trucks after all. I'm going to queue up interwar fighters just to have it in the queue. We'll put that right after the tank. And then we'll do close air support as well. So let's look at this tank. This is the H-35. Ooh, one-man turret. We actually might just get rid of this for now. See, I hate to get rid of it, though. I don't know. We'll think about it. But first, let's organize our entire army. Get them all grouped up into 75 units. And let's look at our tank templates real quick. That's not a good one. That's even worse. So, what is our Garrison Templates, actually? We're going to switch this over to the cavalry. And everywhere is pretty good. on civilian oversight. So really, we can just do local autonomy. We don't need that. We're doing revive the national bloc. Industry or research, we're going to go with the standard electromechanical engineering, basic machine tools, and I love dispersed industry. So once we research this, we'll go into dispersed industry. Let's see. What else do we want to do? I guess really that's it. Let me go ahead and get the army grouped up first. Let's get you grouped up around here. And then from here, we'll start splitting up. We'll start splitting armies up. We're going to convert everyone into this. And we're going to see all of our manpower slowly drain away. Let's see. Just group these up into army divisions of 3. Now that we have that, we'll go ahead and we'll train more horsemen. We'll do 1 and we'll do 20. Not that many. We'll do 22. That way we have exactly 4 army groups. So army group 1 will go up here against Belgium, because the Belgians are very scary, and of course we need to contain them. Next, we will send these guys over here, and we'll use them to invade the Netherlands and Belgium. And then these other guys can go ahead and just sit over here on the Maginot. And then you guys can sit down there, I guess. And we'll tell everyone that comes out to just go down here to Savoy. And we can unpause. Oh, let's go ahead and group up the Navy as well. Let's have the Navy all group up here in Brittany as well. Let's go through and tell all of our things to deploy in Brittany. We want them to deploy at that and there. So the idea is, I believe this is Bitter Steel's more or less guide, or if not guide, definitely inspired by how he managed his France, his non-aligned France. That was the word I was looking for. So the idea is we're gonna flip non-align. But first we're gonna group up all of our ships into one big death stack. Then we're gonna start naval exercising them. As for our troops, we're gonna go ahead and get all of them, and we're going to shift click and exercise them until they're level 3. The hope is this will grind us out some army experience, and in addition to that, this will help grind us out some naval experience once we get all of our ships here. So we'll sign this guy because he doesn't have a lot of traits. As for our Air Force, we already grouped up our Air Force. We'll merge all the air wings, and we will start... Actually, no. I think this is where you want to subdivide them into air wings of roughly 100. These two we will group together. Just do 100. And then these guys will also group up and we'll do 50. And when we get more military factories, we'll start increasing our naval bombers. But just for now, just like everything else, we'll shift click. And we will start exercising everything. And then the idea will be to go ahead and get... We'll go ahead and reassign all of these guys later, but we just want to grind out, you know, just some early experience until we can afford to actually start putting people in our officer corps. And eventually we'll switch off of trench warfare, or not trench warfare, grand battle plan. And we'll go superior firepower. But for now, we will keep everything like this. Support artillery engineers. That's 18 combat width. This is 18 as well. I might switch to the other one because we don't have as much support equipment. Although we're only short 1,700. We are short 600 artillery pieces and 35,000 rifles. So we've got a lot of time to make up on that. I think we're gonna keep the tank. We'll bring the truck down here because we don't need it as much. We'll put 3 on support equipment as well. We really want close air support in fighters, so once we start getting those military factories in is when we'll start seeing our production lines increase. But until then, we aren't missing any resources, but we don't have oil, which is the bad thing. So we'll import 10 oil. And I was not paying attention to that, so take all of them. Oh, I forgot that the supply hub is back here. So let's line you up here instead. Have you exercise over there instead. Let's see. You're all still working. The Navy is what's going to be a pain. I can already tell. Because it's going to take a while to get up to level 3. Oh, while we're at it, we'll also increase our naval repair queue to the max. And we have all 10 now dedicated to repairing. So now we just sit here and we speed 5 it and we just wait for our national focus to finish. So the idea is we're going to switch over as soon as we can to non-aligned. However, there is a little bit of a delay in the focus or in the focus tree. So what happens is, and now let's see what event we got. Okay, we'll issue a diplomatic warning because we don't want to go to war. So now we're going to go to utilize the leads. So then the idea is we'll do this, and then we'll do this. We'll do revise the Constitution, which gives us weekly stability, which is good because, as you can tell, France isn't super stable right now. But once we get this, we have to wait a year. So then once we wait a year, or while we're waiting for that, I think we're going to go with laissez-faire, protect the rights of man, economic devolution. So that is what, 210 days right there, 280. And then this will be like 350. And then we'll just wait 15 days probably. Or instead of doing that, we could maybe get, where is it? This right here, which gives us cores on Algeria, Constance, and Tlemcen. However, after we do that and wait, we'll then proclaim the Third Empire. We'll go for Avenge Waterloo and then Retribution for Sedan. And then what'll happen is, once we get this, we'll go to war with the Netherlands and Belgium right away. Annex them. And then we'll puppet the Dutch East Indies for all of that sweet, sweet oil that they have, as well as all of that sweet, sweet Dutch East Indies manpower they have. And then after that, we'll go after the UK. By then, hopefully, Germany has declared war on Poland. We'll declare war on the UK, join the Axis. Then we'll go ahead and naval invade England, or the UK, knock them out. Puppet the UK for their fleet, even though we do have a pretty chunky fleet. And then we will try and if not fully save Finland, we'll proclaim guarantee over them, have them call us into a war against Russia. They'll suffer all of the penalties from from the purge and everything. So they'll still have all of these negative modifiers because they'll be in an offensive war instead of a defensive war. And then after that, we can go ahead and push into the USSR and just try and take them out. But that's the general gist of it. Now, is it going to work like that? I have no idea. I hope so. But we'll have to see. We don't care about that. So now that that's researched, we'll go into mechanical computing. Or 29 support equipment low. Oh well. And then we'll lose this local autonomy because I think this is a democracy only thing. I think this is what democracies get. Although interesting, I didn't know. I thought forced labor was only for fascist countries. Interesting. Let's see, let's go into our... Let's go ahead and prioritize garrisons for right now. But we'll do all of that. Hopefully we'll take out the USSR. And then I'm not sure what we'll do after that. Maybe we'll try and attack Germany and puppet them, free Poland. But right now our main focus is take out the lowland, or take out the Netherlands and Belgium, take out England, Britain, and then protect the Finns. And I guess we'll take a change in communist support. And I don't want to make naval bombers yet because I don't want to end up sinking all of the Royal Navy, but it might help later on when we have to fight the USSR because they're going to be convoy raiding the crap out of this. Utilize the leads is done. So we'll go ahead and get the Council of Riamboulet, I think. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Someone who speaks French, tell me if that's right. I have a feeling it's not, but I could be wrong. We want division speed. We'll take division attack. And then what we'll do here too in a minute is we'll start actually planning how to take out the Netherlands and Belgium. We'll research radios. And then we don't really want to do any of these decisions, so we'll just leave those alone. Okay, we're almost done training up all of our troops. I just realized that we have Matt's oil, so we'll cut this down to 2 imported oil. We're done here, and our ships are almost done. What else needs to go? Let's see. I think the rest of this is all level 3. So you're not... Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, that'll help alleviate our oil situation. So we're using 2 civilian factories. That's fine. I was hoping we would get the event where we could ramp up to partial mobilization, but that's not going to happen. So see, now we get this for 365 days, so we can't repeal the law of exile. So we'll go for laissez-faire. Actually, that'll complete... 70 days. So we're going to waste 10 days right now because I want to let this catch up. I want this to finish before we start getting our tech boost. That way we can pour all of our tech boost into getting the 1939 tech right away. So we'll start researching all 3 of these, and then once we get the bonus, it'll apply to this. That way we can go ahead and use it to like jump forward like crazy. You go here. Mechanical computing is done. So both of you will go into this and into this. And then as soon as this is done, I'll switch it over to machine tools. Pause it just in case. Improve machine tools. Now that laissez-faire is done, we'll go into... We'll modify the government. But now, if you look... Oh, it's only applied to these. It'll be applied to these once it finishes, I believe. Hopefully. Or else I might have just messed up. I think it should apply to these. I don't know why it hasn't already. It might just be because these are researching right now. But I don't know. If you know, please let me know in the comments down below. Go away, Soviet Union. I don't want your communism. This is a monarchist France, not a communist France. Let's see, how is our construction queue going? I think we can start peppering in a couple of mills here and there. Just because we are fairly behind. Minus 50 political power. No, I don't. Wait. Oh, Spain gains war support. Why would I do that? I'll be like actual historical France, and I'll just not help at all. Which, is a shame because in like real history, in our timeline, let's see. Yeah, we'll go for that. In our timeline, no one really helped the Republican Spain out, which was super disheartening, but also kind of frustrating because like the Soviets eventually helped, but really like the Soviets just kind of stole the gold reserves of the Spanish, like I can't say the legitimate Spanish government, but of the non-fascist, the non-nationalist Spanish government, and they didn't really supply that much aid, not nearly as much as the other fascist powers did. It's crazy to think about. Let's get the silent workhorse. The sooner you get the silent workhorse, the better. The more he pays for himself. But yeah, I was actually watching a video by Armchair Historian. Oh, look, it popped up. By Armchair Historian, and I guess he was saying that Italy was like crazy. Mussolini was super keen to supply like the fascists, which I always thought was funny because one thing you can do in Hearts of Iron is you can cheese a bunch of supplies from Italy because if you're like fascist at all, they'll just like throw guns at you for no apparent reason. And I didn't realize it was because in real life, that's how Mussolini was with the nationalists. He just like threw guns and supplies and soldiers at them. Let's see. Little more than 5 months. Do we want 5 stability? Do we want 5 stability, or do we want to go into, where is it? Oh, I'd have to go into the rights of man and then, yeah, so we'll go into the rights of man. No, but, well, everyone, I guess I can't say everyone, but a lot of people know that Germany, sent volunteers, but Italy sent more volunteers than I think any other nation intervening in the Spanish Civil War sent combined. They lost a decent amount of soldiers too. It was kind of crazy, but I guess Mussolini, and I'm not positive on the number, so this could be wrong, but I think Mussolini sent like 80,000 guns. It might be 800. I think it was 80,000 guns or something to the Spanish, which is why like Italy was so unprepared for the war. Or it's not why they weren't, but it helped. It was a large cause of why they weren't ready to really execute the war when Germany was, because Germany was just pumping away. They had a large industry prior to all of this happening, obviously, or else they wouldn't have done so great in World War One. I say great. They still lost, obviously, but they held out. Like, literally, Germany held out against France, the UK, and, like, Tsarist Russia, and then the United States. But, having said that, Italy, during World War II, had sent so much supplies to nationalist Spain that they just were completely unready for the war. And I think they wouldn't have been ready until like 43, which is crazy because that was like the turning point by then. And Germany had to keep bailing Italy out because Italy was working on Germany's timetable, even though Italy, I can't remember when Italy as a nation formed, but I think it was probably about 20 years after, or maybe it was around the same time, because Italy was only like a 65 or something year old country by the time World War II started, which is crazy to think about. So unfortunately, because their industrial output hadn't even been close to what Germany had, they just had no chance. But having said all of that, actually, we need to stop here because that's all the time I have for this episode. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Hit that like button if you like this. I know this is a new series. I don't want to get stuck in just playing EU4, but I do plan on making EU4 content probably more than other games, but I do want to branch out a little bit. So I figured this is right up the alley of, EU4 content. It's made by the same game game company. It's broadly the same grand strategy title. So if you like this video, please leave a like, and in the comments below, tell me if you want to see more Hearts of Iron content or not. But until next time, guys, thank you.